Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in this week's video, I'm going to be asking whether a poor original is better than a good copy. So let's get out on location and I can talk more about this topic. So I'm not entirely sure how much of this video I'm going to be able to do on location because it is raining far harder than it was forecast to do. Although it does tend to do that at this location, to be honest. Yeah, so my view really is that I would much prefer to try something different, even if it doesn't succeed, than go to a location where I absolutely know it's going to work because other people have been there and done it before me. So I really enjoy finding shots that no one else has got. Not because I deliberately want to say, hey, I've got a photo that you guys don't have. It's just that I just get more pleasure from noticing something. And at the end of the day, our photography is a reflection of us. And it is something that we do to express our own creativity, or as I said, us as a person. And that is why, for me, finding a shot that I really, really enjoy and capturing that shot and maybe printing, if I think it is good enough, is far better than just going to honeypot locations or really popular locations where literally I could just point the camera and it's just too easy in a way. As long as you get like maybe the right lighting conditions or whatever. I prefer the challenge, which is why, again, I've started coming out at different times of the day and also in different weather conditions as well, just to expand my range and expand my portfolio of shots. I'm working on some shots just across here. I really like the fact that you've got the little waterfall there, taking the water from one reservoir even, to the next. And nice kind of hut here on the right-hand side. There's some nice grasses in the foreground here. And in fact, what I'm looking to do, I think, is really focus in on the foreground. And I don't mind if the background drops off. It is a rainy day, which means that actually the background is not going to be in focus or sharp or whatever term we want to use here. I kind of want the fact that the rain is affecting the background on this. Yeah, quite nice. I think I'm actually shooting at about 27mm, which is highly unusual for me. But at this focal length, there is a nice balance between on the left and the right hand side of the shot, so hence why I've gone a little bit wider than I normally would go. Now I'm aware that I could be just talking complete rubbish today, to be honest, but I think the world is a much better place if we have many, many different types of photos, if we have people who are expressing themselves and trying new things and experimenting, and as I said in a previous video, you know, just doing your own thing rather than copy pasting. I think generally that's good for anything that we do in life, certainly across the arts, but across everything really, even in a work scenario. You know, I think it's always good to do something different and express yourself as to who you are. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. And by the way, it's raining heavily again, but I've got my camera under a tree, so hence why I can still use this. Maybe I should have gone for a GoPro, but then, yeah, it's not so easy to connect up with microphones, etc. So I think this topic also applies to presets. Now, I will never buy a set of presets from another photographer because I don't want my photos in terms of editing style to be an imitation of someone else. So you see here, I actually have quite a few presets that I've created myself in Lightroom. Now there's probably too many there, to be honest. There's a few of those that I no longer use. But I have different presets for different seasons. For example, we're early summer at the moment, so I always think it's good to do something a little bit different with the greens. I also have presets for different types of photography as well. So if I'm out doing urban. And for me, editing, just as much as photography, should be a reflection of yourself and your own style. So I certainly wouldn't recommend copying somebody else's editing style, just as I wouldn't recommend imitating their photography. Yeah, I thought I might just capture some water droplets in the reservoir. Today, I did actually remember to bring my polarizing filter so I can get rid of the reflections. And generally, if I'm doing those types of shots, I actually put the camera into manual focus just because it's far easier. The camera struggles to focus a little bit if I'm trying to, focus in on water droplets. And just some around the reservoir as well. But I mean, it's always a pleasure to come out and do some photography. It doesn't matter what the weather is doing. Yes, there were no portfolio shots today, but that's not really the point. And it's just a great way to spend some free time, isn't it? Now, I've taken some terrible photos in my time as a photographer, and some of you may still think that I do, but I've learned a lot from those mistakes. I've learned a lot from those experimentations that really has helped me progress. And, if I was just going along to those point and shoot locations, I wouldn't learn nearly as much as I have done by not doing that. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching and see you next time.